In this video, we'll show you how you can go from $0 to $100,000 this year. Now, 51% of Americans have $5,000 or less in savings, while 1 in 3, about 35%, have $1,000 or less in savings. And according to a study in 2022, 56% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency expense. Now, having $100,000 can be quite life-changing, but getting there is a whole other story. According to Charlie Munger, who's Warren Buffett's right-hand man with a net worth of over $2.3 billion, the first $100 are very hard to make. You have to work harder, even if it means walking everywhere and not eating anything that wasn't purchased with a coupon. You need to find a way to get your hands on $100,000. After that, you can ease off the gas a little bit. So let's actually break this down. Munger basically hints at the fact that you need to save and be frugal in order to reach $100,000 as quickly as possible. Contrary to what people typically believe, the first $100K is not usually derived from investment returns. It's derived from savings. Now, your first $100K is all about saving, being smart with your money, and earning more money in all scenarios. So you need to amass $100K by any means necessary. The beauty is that once you get to $100K, the next $100K is much easier to make, and it's gonna come a lot faster. Pretend you save $12,000 a year or $1,000 a month, and you're able to get 8% in the market. Your first $100K will take you 6.25 years. Your next $100K, assuming you keep investing in saving that $12,000 a year, would only take you 4.25 years. That's 2 years faster because of the compounding effect of the $100,000 that you had already. Okay, so if you wanted to make $100,000 this year, let's break it down into a little bit of more digestible numbers. $100K in a year is $273.97 in a day. Now, if we only count business days, there's 260 business days in a typical year. So that comes out to $384 a day. This should be your target. You need to make between $380 to $400 every single working day. Now, assuming you work 40 hours a week, that's an hourly wage of $48 an hour. And if you want to work 60-hour weeks, that's an average wage of $32 an hour. Okay, so this is actually possible within a year? Statistically, no, it's not. So let's talk about how you would go about getting $380 a day or $48 an hour. Here we need to talk about the concept of being irreplaceable. The more irreplaceable you are, the more money you're going to make. So it's a huge reason why these super athletes, for example, Steph Curry, one of the best NBA players of all time, he signed a $215 million contract in the NBA in 2017. Now, why is this? Because you could argue that he's irreplaceable. Who else is going to be shooting three-pointers from half court? So Steph Curry is a huge asset to any NBA team who drives value to the Golden State Warriors, which have been valued at $7 billion. Now, in the eyes of the market and the economy, an ordinary popcorn-selling person at the same stadium as Steph Curry will just not naturally make as much money because that skill can be replaced. So in this way, we need to play up our strengths. What are our skills? What are our natural advantages? Whether we know it or not, we all have advantages in something in our life. There's going to be things that you're naturally good at as compared to others around you. That's simply because you've spent more time doing those things than other people have. Now just write down a few things that you're good at. For example, if you know a lot about building muscle, working out, creating workout programs, you could figure out a way to monetize that skill. So one way would be to do one-on-one personal training with people. You could become an affiliate of fitness-related products like supplements and clothing products. You could start a website teaching people about all your different coaching programs. You could even start a private Facebook group where you have a community of like-minded people that are into fitness that could eventually check out your website, perhaps some of your affiliate links. It all starts with knowing what you're good at. Now, if you're among those who are like, man, I'm just not good at anything, like what should I do? First of all, that can't be true. However, if you can spend the next year or two trying to build up a high-income skill, then trade that skill in the market for a higher hourly wage. There's so many skills and jobs out there that if you learn the skills, you could probably make more than $50 an hour, even doing them from home. You could become a graphic designer and help people with their logos and branding. You could become a videographer. You could do content copywriting. You could be an online writer. You could be a social media marketing manager, a web designer, etc. You want to start small with these skills, build on them every single day, consistently over time, and then start to scale these skills into perhaps a bigger business. You can learn a lot of these skills online for free. Now, almost a year ago, CNBC covered a woman that was on Fiverr. She's a freelance writer. She went from like $35,000 a year to making over $375,000 a year just by writing. Her main income was derived from ghostwriting and writing blog posts. Now, while she's in the top 1% of probably all Fiverr writers or all writers in general, it doesn't mean that you need to be in the top 1% to start earning a decent income. Above an hourly wage of, let's say, $50 an hour. Now, after all that, if you still don't want to try a new skill, what you can do is start a service-based business. Some service-based businesses are like dog sitting, window cleaning, gutter cleaning, lawn mowing. All of these businesses you can start with practically the skills that you have right now. In these cases, you can start small, figure out the concept, and then start to get customers and referrals, and you start filling up your schedule slowly until you can't physically handle any more yourself. Then you think about adding an employee. Also, even though you're not learning a new skill, you're going to be learning how to build a business, which is actually a skill in and of itself. All right, so once you've figured out how to be more irreplaceable and also increased more of your income, that's where you need to worry about the other side of the equation, which is costs. This is where you need to be as frugal as possible until you hit your first $100,000. You want to make sure that you're going to get the most value out of your dollars here. So if you're at the beginning of your journey to 100K, the more frugal you are, the more you'll benefit. Every single small financial decision matters. If you have the McDonald's app on your phone, you can get an iced coffee from McDonald's for 99 cents using the app with their daily deal. The normal price is $2.29. So yes, you're saving $1.29, which doesn't seem like a lot of money, but it's a microcosm for all of the other financial behaviors that are going to be going on in your life. Always try to get the best possible deal that you can, and that behavior is likely going to translate further on down the line, and that's how you're actually going to amass that 100K. And it's probably why you see super rich people still being frugal as they can be, because that's how they got there in the first place, and they really just haven't changed their behavior. Now, does this mean that you need to be cheap in order to reach your goals? No. You can still be generous and giving with other people. You can still be frugal with your own personal spending while spending on people around you. So every time you're about to spend money, think if there's a lower cost alternative to spending money that you could do instead. Replace Starbucks with homemade coffee. Eating out every meal with meal prep for a week or two. Uber with a bus or walk instead. And when you do go out for lunch, instead of getting the sandwich, the chips, and the drink, just get the sandwich and drink some water at home. Honestly, this stuff will add up over time. It's usually these tiny lifestyle changes that will help you figure out your money. And once you start checking your bank account every day and you see that number go up, it's going to be incredibly gratifying. So once you've started to do all these steps, all you have to do is repeat this process over and over again. I know it's boring, but maybe sprinkle in some investing here and there and see your money grow as quickly as possible. At that point, if you want to do what Charlie Munger says and ease off the gas pedal a little bit, I think that's a good idea. So that's how you would go from 0 to 100K this year. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.